Good morning. Today is Monday the 9th, and we're going to start with a daily reflection on the New Testament. And the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what wilt thou have me do? Acts chapter 9, verses 5 through 6. Kicking against the pricks is a metaphor that refers to how an ox hurts itself by fighting its master's prod. It points to the wounds we inflict upon ourselves by failing to follow divine direction. Sooner or later, each of us must face God, said Elder Neil A. Maxwell. Of course, for all of us, now is the best time to serve the Lord. And if you sense that one day every knee shall bow, and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is the Lord, why not do so now? The Lord is grieved when we, like Paul, fail to pay heed to the word of divine truth. He stands ready to answer the question, Lord, what will thou have me to do? If we will but ask. Okay. Today is Philippians chapter 1, and it's just the beginning of his letter to the Philippians. More detail is given in the verse by verse, but I'm just gonna, the verse I picked for my personal statement as a new week is verse 10. That ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Christ. It was kind of hard for me to pick a verse today. Just, my whole mind wasn't in it this morning. But this one, they're all about work. Basically, all my interactions with people come from work. I do nothing else. But the word sincere, it got to me. To be sincere in what you're doing. There are times when I'm not sincere and I'm just I choose not to be helpful. I choose not to approve excellent things. I'm just like, let's get through this so that I can get back to what I was doing, or, let me help the next customer. I don't know. But the word sincere, it stuck out to me. Am I being sincere at work? That's a question. Okay. Oh, wait, I forgot I had to find it. Philippians 187. Okay, so in the time-wise, it definitely comes before Ephesians. But the way they compiled the New Testament is they put the longest to the shortest. So, the way that the letters go is 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, then 1st and 2nd Corinthians, then Galatians, Romans, and then Philippians, Colossians, and Philemon, and then Ephesians. So that's where it lines up in the story. 187. This book is actually helpful. Okay. Philippians, Colossians, Philemon, and Ephesians are Paul's prison epistles, written during his first Roman imprisonment while he was under house arrest in the imperial capital. 3 of these letters, Colossians, Philemon, and Ephesians, appear to have been sent to this at the same time. When Paul wrote Philippians, he was in his own rented house, where for 2 years he was allowed to receive visitors and teach the gospel. The best evidence favors a date of AD 61 or 62 for its composition. The city of Philippi was named after King Philip II of Macedon, father of Alexander the Great. It was a prosperous Roman colony. Its inhabitants were Roman citizens who prided themselves on the superiority of Roman customs. Perhaps that was the background for Paul's exhortation to the saints to look to heaven as the source of their lasting citizenship. The letter to Philippi may be the happiest, most positive, and most personal of all Paul's writings. His highest compliments were given to this branch of the church. He called the Philippian saints my joy and crown. They seem to be the most faithful branch in the church. At the time the letter was written, it had been 10 years since Paul's first visit to the city and the conversion of Lydia, the jailer, and others. All right. Oh, okay. So, for verses 1 through 5, these verses exhibit the standard characteristics of Paul's letters: identification of the sender, the intended audience, a salutation mentioning God the Father and Jesus Christ, and mention of prayerful thanksgiving for the members. Members of the church are called saints. For verse 6, God, not man, is the source of a person's conversion, progress in the kingdom, and exaltation. Verses 7 through 11, Christ shows his love towards the saints through Paul. Paul hopes the saints will perpetuate his love. Verse 12, the Lord uses negative events that have happened to Paul, imprisonment, flogging, persecutions, to further the work. Verse 13, in all the palace, that is, in the Praetorium in Rome. Verse 15, some teach Christ by contention. True followers of Christ teach by love. Verse 19, supply means support or sustenance. Verses 21 through 24, Christ gives Paul's mortal existence meaning. If he were able to go on living, existence would mean fruitful labor. He was torn, however, between tarrying in mortality or dying and being with Christ. Perhaps John the Beloved felt the same way as he struggled within himself whether to go or to stay. Verse 27, conversion is the King James translation of the Greek word meaning conduct. Okay, so that's kind of exciting that Philippians is the happiest of all his letters and the most personable. That's something to look forward to. I have no more thoughts on it. So I will leave you with a prayer from a diary of prayer. It's the 9th. Yeah. Okay. This one is from Carmen Bernos de Gastold. A prayer of the tortoise. I really want to be done with these animal prayers. A little patience, O God, I am coming. One must take nature as she is. It was not I who made her. I do not mean to criticize this house on my back. It has its points, but you must admit, Lord, it is heavy to carry. Still, let us hope that this double enclosure, my shell and my heart, will never be quite shut to you. I'm not a fan of these animal prayers. I feel like there was one like this. Like if it's not about a tortoise. If you take it as a metaphor for us in our progress about how slow we are, how heavy our burdens are to carry. But then it does feel like he says, I do not mean to criticize, but it kind of sounds like a criticism. Anyways, some of these prayers I just don't like. All right, that was Philippians chapter 1, and we do chapter 2 tomorrow. All right, let's get Monday going. Love you all. Bye.